Welcome back to Say Mojo Homestead. It's the weekend and we get to do highs and lows. But first, I just wanted to take a second to thank all of you that have subscribed to our channel and are following our journey. We're so thankful you are here with us. We would love for you to comment and to interact with us here, and also just to share our content with anyone you know that might like it, that might be interested in homesteading or anything we do here. So I wanted to thank you guys for following us. And now we'll do highs and lows. You want to start?
Right, sure. I will start with my low, and then we'll end on a high note for me. The low is that we are still dealing with that animal. Menace. That's what I'm calling it.
Yeah.
Trying to get our goats. Yeah, it's really, really frustrating. If you have livestock, you understand this. You know, livestock have different ranks. Can I say that?
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean by that, or like chickens are dispensable. Like, they're cheap, you know, you can go get new ones, they're fairly easy to find. And then there's like rabbits that, you know, you really don't want to lose, but
they aren't hard to find, they don't cost a lot of money, you can get them year round.
Yeah, so a little bit more frustrating than chicken, but you know. And then there's like things like goats.
Dairy goats.
That our cow that we have, which thankfully has not been messed with.
Yeah. That
are like not dispensable.
No.
And that's what this thing's going after. Yeah. So that's what makes it extremely frustrating. You know, when it first started, I was kind of, you know, just sort of created a little bit of fear, a little bit of like gut check, reality check, because we've never had any problems with any kind of predator or anything. But now it's just turned into like all out anger. Like, I'm so done with it. And this is one that, just because of circumstances and what it is really annoying.
Yeah.
You know, but anyways, so he did come back Friday night, put all of our neighbors kind of back on high alert, because we had gone all week without any signs of them and everything. So, you know, it was kind of good. We were starting to relax back down, but he came back, dogs were barking crazy. We didn't hear them, unfortunately, so we didn't wake up, but thankfully he did not get in. I found two places where it tried to dig in, but wasn't able to make it into the goat pen. But it's super frustrating, because it really has caused like several sleepless nights, reckless nights, just, you know, kind of waiting, hearing every little sound, thinking that it's something.
Yeah.
Just ready to have it dealt with and be over and done with. So we'll keep you guys posted on that progress for sure. My high though is a really good high. I took our oldest daughter, who is 13, on what we called a very special date. This was something that back when you were pregnant, or right after she was born, I read this idea in a book and it just stuck with me. And so I have been waiting for this moment, because I knew that I wanted to do it when she turned 13. So I've literally been waiting for this moment ever since she was born. So it was just so much fun. We went to a really nice restaurant. Point was, and what I kind of talked to her about, was showing her like how she should expect to be treated when she does start dating. Wanted to kind of set that bar high for her, to show her that she is valued and that she can expect that.
Yeah.
Also took the time, we had gotten her like a really special ring and presented her with that last night, and talked to her about just kind of the purity within her and just, you know, kind of the whole purity talk. Got to really talk through that in a not awkward way, which was really nice, about how that ring symbolizes that. And so that was really neat to be able to talk to her. Just one of those really cool daddy-daughter moments that I will always cherish, for sure. It was a lot of fun. So what about you?
So my high, I'll start with that, is that my grandma is here.
Yes.
She used to come visit every year, a couple times a year, and she'd be here for a couple months at a time. This was pre-COVID, so it has been a long time since she's been here. I am so glad she got here this week, and she's doing great, and it's great having her back, and she'll be here for a while. So that's really good. I'm really excited about that. And then my low, of course, is the issue with the goats. if you have a dairy animal and you spend that time milking them and it's part of like your self-sufficiency, something you rely on for your family, there's a different level of vulnerability, but also like protection. Like, it feels a little violating that something that is so important to our family and to our lifestyle is attempting to attack that, and there isn't any accountability. I think that's what's really hard for me, is that that nothing's
that's a
been
good way of
done.
putting that. Yeah.
That nothing is being done, and we can't do anything. We don't know where it's coming from or anything like that. That's been really hard. I didn't sleep at all last night because I was so afraid I wouldn't hear it again. And our goats are out there and they're high prey animals and they're helpless. And so if it weren't so cold, I probably would have pitched a tent.
Oh, I totally would have been out. I would be out there every night if it wasn't so cold.
Yeah. So that's just been hard. It's been really hard and just frustrating. So
yeah. I mean, it's like, there's like my family and my goats.
Yes.
And you don't mess with either one of them.
Yeah. For
like.
Sure. So those are my highs and lows. You ready to go work on a rabbit?
Yes, so that's what we're doing today. We've got to mend and repair a rabbit cage, and we're going to bring you guys along and show you our mistake when we initially made this cage and how we're going to fix it. Also hoping to get to the garden and start that expansion that we had talked about. We'll be a little bit limited on how much we can get done today, but I'm super excited about that place because it's going to be like a little experimental pocket in our garden. So I'm excited to see how it does this year.
Me too. I can't wait to play there and try things out. Yeah. So I'm ready to get started on that project for sure.
But talking about keeping livestock safe.
Yes.
We need to go get this thing fixed.
Yeah. So first of all, the reason why we are going to have to fix this cage is because it was originally just made as a temporary holding place for our little rabbits, and it wasn't actually intended for long-term use. But then we did discover that this guy likes to run and he likes to have a lot of space, and this cage was bigger than the other one, and we wanted to give him that extra space, and we had it. So we went ahead and put him in it, but because it's just this cheap plastic covered wire, it's developed some holes, and so we need to take care of those so he can be safe. He's a very sweet rabbit. He's been great. We don't want to lose him. What we're going to replace this with is hardware cloth so that we know he will be really safe and secure. The other cage that we made with the hardware cloth, and it's doing a great job. It's what is on the mama's cage, and it's held the mama and the babies and everything. So we have had great success with that. So that is why we chose to go ahead and use it on his cage.
All right, so while I was going out to get all the materials we needed, I passed our citrus trees and was like, oh, we haven't really done an update on that. So just a real quick thing. These are our mandarin orange trees. We did a video on growing citrus in South Carolina and haven't really updated. So last year we had kind of kept these things wrapped just because it was the first year in the ground. This is the second year. We've been getting down in the 20s a lot of nights, for us, a lot of nights here. And these things are holding up great. So here's proof that you can grow citrus in Zone 8 in South Carolina. They have been handling it just fine, haven't shown any signs of damage. We don't have many flowers on them this year, but they're only a second year in the ground, so that's not too alarming for me anyway. So there it is.
You can see there has developed a hole right here, and there's a hole right here. We had it covered with a tile that he could not move, but obviously that was a temporary solution to something that definitely made us nervous. So we're gonna go ahead and cover this with the hardware cloth and take care of the problem for good. Okay, so we got the bottom totally replaced, and it looks great. It was super fast and easy, which is awesome. We didn't really worry about replacing the sides because our dogs can come pretty close up to this cage and they will alert us and scare away anything that comes in this area. They're just so good about letting us know when there's a predator or anything around if we wake up. But they're really good at scaring away anything that would try to come in and hurt the rabbit. So we weren't worried about the sides of the cage. We just wanted to make sure the bottom was reinforced and was safe for him so he wouldn't fall out. So he has his new bottom of his cage.
What we're gonna focus on in this area is cleaning up just the stuff that doesn't need to be in here or that's gonna get moved, like this elderberry behind me. We will leave the one that's behind you guys because it will be just outside the fence, so I think it's gonna be fine. We're gonna leave it for now anyway. We did a video about, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, where we moved the pomegranate tree that we had because it was just in a low-lying spot in the orchard that was way too wet for a pomegranate tree. Well, elderberry actually like conditions like that. So we're gonna move this guy over there where the pomegranate tree was and let it just kind of do its thing and fill that spot in the orchard, which I think will be really nice. We're also gonna clear out the spot that is behind the raised bed. I don't know if you guys can see it in the shot, but there's just a bunch of like scrubby trees that are coming up, a lot of vines and stuff growing back there. So that's gonna be a spot that's not so much fun to clean out, but we got to get it cleaned out if we're gonna turn it into a garden. So that's where we're gonna focus on today.
So we got that area cleaned up. It was a lot more work than I anticipated, but I'm so glad that it's finally done.
Yeah, there were a ton of vines, so that's what kind of made it hard. A lot of like trees that had been cut down, sweet gums, and then started sprouting again, so we had to dig all those up. So it was, yeah, it's something that I've been wanting to do for the past 2 years, but I'll go over there and look at it and I'm like, yeah, no, but now we had to do it. But we got it, and it looks really good. Got cardboard down to try to suppress any of those vines that we didn't get out. So we'll see how it goes. This is like phase 1 of garden expansion. So,
but I'm so excited because we got to work on our garden today. So thanks for hanging out with us and following up with us. I hope y'all have a great week and be blessed.